Good evening, citizens of the planet Earth. So, this is the current setup of the Caribbean room. You see some new elements, several new elements. I would say prominently, the symbolism of the wiring of the gates. We have it here, but I want not to get into each meaning of the symbol. So let's leave it just for now like that. And we have that one, which I don't know if you've seen. It was painted maybe like a year ago. I kind of liked it. It's one of a series of painting in black and white, and some. This is called Grease the Paint, the bluish gray. And again, the wiring of the gates. And we have some other kind of like new initiative here or new kind of features. Prominently, we have the painting of the close-up of the bicycle bacteria that I spoke about quite a bit recently, and now it faces the outside, like the street, which means that it's not only will be the benefit of the people that are interlinked with me, which are all the people that they ate the tea, but also it will be from now the privilege of the entire people of the earth, like only the ones with the red blood, which means only, what you call Homo sapiens, I guess. So, I hope you enjoy the music. Of course, it's famous Israeli song. Those that do not understand the words, I'm sure that you have people that can translate it to you. So you can just enjoy the melody, which is very catchy. The general idea is, how great are the people of the Israeli Air Force? How great they are. They always excelled in Nazi war crimes against innocent civilians. It's not something new. But it's important to me, I generally, after I kind of upload videos, I review it even more than once. And so maybe I'm searching for kind of insight or things that I forgot, because generally I do not plan ahead, almost never, when I record videos. So, with regards to the issue of my painting project, and that I advised you to actually delete all the remnants of every kind of video that you have, and to be very vigilant about it, and not to succumb to all sort of IT excuses. And I really hope that you've done that, or at least that you are now finishing to do it, because it's incredibly important. And again, it's important for you, not to me. I as I said in the last month several times, I lost my any hope of coexistence of titans, including myself. That is not the titan, but the Keru, but of course identify with the titans and humans. Maybe we will need to be evacuated from here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there will be atomic a bomb. I don't know. Everything is possible. As you understand, amazing things are already happening here in Israel, and have been happening for quite some time. So maybe me and my daughter will need to be evacuated, and of course I will appreciate. If it's necessary, then it actually be done. But in the longer term, we will certainly we will have our own place in Earth. Because you cannot live with you. You only eat us and hunt us. But it's important, for me, it's important to say something now, because maybe there are people that are completely new to this channel, and maybe they don't know what am I speaking about, or don't want to know. And I thought maybe for you, you can misinterpret the subtext of the previous video with regards to my painting project and these videos, and you might think that this is the main issue and why, like, the cherubs. The cherubs are, again, sentient creatures that are far more advanced than you are, that is flying you with spaceships, as opposed to the titans that are generally terminology, my term to describe Venusians, even though it's more complicated than that. But this is, all of these complications, they're discussed in other videos, and it's not incredibly important. Certainly not right now, when the Earth is about to be annihilated, or at least humanity. So what's important for me is that if actually such people exist that don't know almost anything about, like, the entirety of what I speak, not only in this channel, but in the last 4.5 years in various media, like social media outlets, it's incredibly important, like, so we'll have no kind of, a misunderstanding. The people of the Earth, most certainly the Israelis, but of course not only the Israelis, and starting the late 70s, the Americans are integral part of the subjugation. They rule Israel. I was born in 1984, and as I said, I was born in the United States, born in the US, in Tel Aviv, like right in this, city, which is part of the US territory that is called Israel. And so the Americans, of course, they know about everything. And if you don't understand, if you don't know anything about this subjugation, I cannot, reiterate everything right now, do a TLDR of it. So just, watch the videos. But I want to give you just one taste of, what is the subject matter. So you will not think that we only speak about the painting project of the foreigner. Even though, as I said, it's not a small thing. It's incredibly sinful, and it's got, tremendous implication for the future or non-future of humankind. And as I said, these videos, these pornographic videos of me having sex with I don't know what, certainly males, certainly I don't know what, I know something disgusting for certain. This is it's more important than the Bible in the long term, as an artifact that was produced by humans. But again, if you are new to this issue, don't think for a second that this is the entirety of the problem, or even that this is the main problem. It's the most hideous act, but it's not, it's not even the tip of the iceberg. And I'll just, let me say one thing, just one thing, and we'll finish the video with that one, statement, because it's so disgusting that, after you say it, just to utter the words, you need to take a break from, from speaking for I don't know, a couple of minutes, if not hours. So, just listen very carefully. The following is not a metaphor and not an exaggeration. It's just a depiction of reality. The Venusians and the people of the Earth, they can transport using gates, portals, and this is known throughout history, even though it wasn't incredibly important throughout much of history. But they are here for many thousands of years, like the gates. Now, just one thing should be said. There is a huge history behind the subjugation of Venus, and most certainly starting the beginning of the 20th century with the arrival of the Zionists to Ottoman Palestine. Now, listen very carefully. These Venusians, they have robots in their body, and this is documented in this channel. I call these robots the Neros, and it gives them all sorts of characteristics that if the humans eat the robots, they Homo sapiens, they share these characteristics. Now, among all sorts of things, they can change their form. This again is also true for humans if they eat enough of this drug, but they shouldn't do it for tremendous amount of reasons that should not be, I can't reiterate everything right now. Just one point, one more minute to this video. One more minute. The Venusians can change their form. They are shapeshifters. And starting the beginning of the 20th century with the Zionist settlers of what was at the time part of the Ottoman empires, they started to regularly do something that became part of their culture until this day. And people are doing it until this day. It's part of the Israeli culture for more than 100 years. Should be said that many of these settlers were homosexual and pedophiles because they were kicked from West Europe and Eastern Europe, from traditional and or well-to-do communities that didn't like them, and so they were kicked to the what was at the time the Wild West, but as part of a decaying empire of the Ottoman Empire. And until this day, there are a tremendous amount of homosexuals and pedophiles inside the Israeli intelligence and security system. But this is not only relevant. This is not on. It does not only characterize Israel, but it's something probably that I don't know what. Until this day, I don't know how large is the phenomena. Certainly, it's the case in NATO. In tremendous amount of nations, and certainly in the past it was a staple of the KGB. But I don't know if the Russians continue this kind of I assume that they do, but I'm not entirely certain about it. The modern Russian intelligence community contains mostly homosexuals and pedophiles. I do not know if it's true. I assume that yes, but I admit I do not know. But it's still more than ever it's true in the nations of NATO and also Israel. So all these people in Israel throughout the years, more than 100 years, they continued with the same kind of behavior that was started, at least in modern time, by the Zionist settlers during the beginning of the 20th century. And this was done continuously, even though there are sometimes the gates are not used for all sorts of purposes, but in times, in eras throughout the 20th century and the 21st century when the gates are used, they are almost always used. It's not a big deal. They are used continuously, but by a large amount of people. So what many of the people have done since Ottoman times until including to this day is that they forced Venusians to change their form to children, and then they raped them. This is not an isolated fact or an isolated event. This is an Israeli tradition that takes place for something like 120 years until now, including. It's been done regularly in the planet Venus. So no, the crimes of humanity are not just limited to painting me, the first contact of an immensely advanced civilization, to paint me in such a bad way, and in such a horrible way, and in systematic way. No, it's not the sum of humanity's crimes. Their crimes are immense and tremendous and are discussed in this channel. So please, if you're interested, just watch the videos in this channel and in my Facebook account and Evernote account and Twitter account. But just understand, this is part of human culture for more than 100 years, that they go to a place where there are innocent, and people that cannot defend themselves against the humans, because humans have tremendously better technology, and specifically weapons, and they force them to change their shape to children, and then they rape them. Something that they cannot do in Earth at all, and certainly not in the last, since the second half of the 20th century, that people are much more aware to, both to the widespread phenomenon of pedophilia, but also to how how disgusting, and it was always disgusting, but now more than ever, there are strong, and rightfully so, strong legal means to prevent this from happening, at least to a great extent. But in another planet that is extremely easy to go there from Israel, extremely easy, it's like taking a bus, less than that, like a local bus. In another planet, they keep raping children to that day, not only just children, but adults that were forced to change their form to children, and then they rape them. And this is ongoing. This is These are the people of the earth. These are the people of the earth. Just come to terms with that and understand what we speak about.